Hey everyone, welcome back to the District 3 podcast. My name is Irvin.
And I'm Miggs.
And today we're actually joined by 4 comedians here in Northwest Arkansas. You know, there's a lot of serious shit happening in the world, so we kind of wanted to do an episode where it's just kind of just laughs and just chill and just vibes. So joining us today, we have the Frisco Kid.
Let's
Francisco
go.
Valencia, Ayla Sinclair,
Hi.
Marco Antonio, and Joe Means.
What it do?
And together they form something entertainment.
Jokes on us,
entertainment.
That jokes
in the house, man.
Jokes on us.
Thanks, Max. He didn't make the cut.
Damn. First time for Joe, right? Joe, you've never been on the podcast
Never
before.
been on the podcast before, man. Glad to be here. Excited.
I think you were supposed to be last time, but you couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it last
I
time.
believe so. But this is probably Frisco's like 5th time, I think. Ayla's 2nd, and Marco's 2nd time on the pod.
Yep.
I'm glad y'all are here. How are y'all feeling right now?
Wonderful.
Great.
Feeling
Excited
great,
to be
right?
here.
Yeah, pretty good.
Beautiful day.
Pretty
That
good.
it is.
Y'all been keeping busy. Y'all been doing a lot of shows here locally and then around the state, and then some of you folks also outside of the state. How are y'all feeling right now just about like your moves in comedy at the moment? Who wants to go first?
Man, feeling real good, man. Blessed to have the opportunity to get out here and just share the gift of laughter with people. Just really blessed to have this team. These guys they're always working hard, trying to get things booked or writing sessions or just hanging out. And it's good to just have some people that that check on you. You know what I'm saying? Have your back. So feeling really good about the comedy scene and everything right now.
Joe, how would you describe your comedy to someone that hasn't seen you before?
Hella funny. Hilarious.
I agree.
Just
The
amazing.
best.
Oh, man.
The best you've ever heard. Nah, man, I'm cool. I'm observational comic. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from I'm a dad. I'm a husband. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of family stuff. I keep it clean. So, you know what I'm saying? It's fun for everybody, CW30 type. You know what I'm saying? So,
I my wife's not a big stand-up person, but whenever she saw you perform, she was laughing like constantly, nonstop. And one of the parts that she brings up all the time is that one time at Frida's, where that guy was like right next to you, and you were like, "Who is this guy?"
Oh, my gosh. That was so funny.
Who was that guy anyway?
I don't know.
We never found out.
Everybody, I thought he was somebody's boy, and then I
Nobody
thought
knew
it was
that
one of
guy.
Marco's
Nobody knew.
boys. He's like,
he
that's not,
ran
I
out
thought
on
it was
his
your homie.
tab. They were trying to chase him down.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who he was. I was like,
Yeah.
whose person was that? Nobody
No
knew. I
idea.
thought it was. Yeah, they just
I
ran
don't
off.
even know if he had a ticket.
He got it for free.
I thought like if I was wondering if he was trying to be like a heckler because he kept on talking when you were
Yeah, I
when you were
think he
doing
was
your
just
set.
drunk.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was having a good time.
He was having a great time.
Do you enjoy hecklers, Joe? Or
Sometimes.
like if they're good. Like
Yeah.
there's a
Content,
line?
right?
If it's a
Yeah.
good heckler, I would hate for somebody to be out here like hating on me. You know what I'm saying? I remember like when I first started comedy, it was like my second time doing I guess I'm on face.
You got floof.
I don't remember you say that. Like,
He's got a microphone.
I was gonna see if you would romantic.
He's on TV.
It was like my
that
second
Joe had
time
something else
ever
for us.
doing stand up, and this guy was like really heckling me. He was like, "Yo, this guy's supposed to be funny." I was like, "Oh."
Okay, that's bad.
I
Man.
was like, I didn't know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'd be a lot better at it now, though.
Well, y'all find yourselves just because of this like work that y'all do in an environment where there's a lot of alcohol and people get drunk and stuff. What are some experiences that you've had doing stand up where like maybe some drunk person kind of gets in the way of what you're doing or it adds to your set?
So as far as hecklers, I've had a few experiences where it goes really bad. I've had a couple experiences where it goes really good. A bad experience is one time this lady was just like shouting things out during my set, like kind of, and as you're talking, it can trip you up, right? It can make you possible, it can just ruin your joke. And I looked at the guy next to her and I said something to the effect of like, "Is this your mom?"
Oh,
And she was like, "That's my boyfriend."
dang.
You know? So it added to, because everybody in the room was like fed up with her. So kind of making a joke at her expense got the whole room on my side, you know, which was rare. It happens, but it's not like, I don't encourage comedians to just, destroy people like that.
Yeah.
But I've had other times where it goes really good, man, where somebody is just like laughing a bunch, or they try to say something and I just come off the bat and make it funny. But
does alcohol, like for the most part, is it a good thing for when like the audience is drinking for you all, or do you think it?
I think
does it help?
I think it does, because alcohol is like a social lubricant. You know, it kind of gets everybody, you know, a little looser, and I think people's inhibitions are lowered, obviously, but also their mental guard is not up anymore, and so people are social just more naturally. And so
one time I went to a comedy show. I think it was a Black Apple, and then I was drinking cider, and I was laughing a lot, right? And I was like, I wonder if I'd be laughing if I wasn't drinking at this specific comment. Like I wonder if I'd be really laughing or not. But it was a good time either way. Yeah. But for y'all, what about y'all's experiences? Like, do you think?
I mean, I will say, I think, you know, just to add to what Marco was saying, like sometimes people, you know, can really take it one way or the other. And I think that really just speaks to the way that comedy is these days. Like it's really like people are easily offended by the littlest things. And, you know, if you're one of those people, maybe going to comedy shows is not for you. But like if you want to go have a good time and not take anything home with you, you know, that's, I think what we do is we dump everything we have out in front of these people, and they can either take it and laugh about it or just, you know, it wasn't for them, and that's cool. But, you know, people just too offended these days. That's why I do like doing comedy. It's a break from reality a lot of the time. And I don't really have a lot of hecklers, to be honest. I think one time a guy said boo to me, and I just went, ooh, weird, okay, and just moved on from it. I don't like to really stray off of what I feel confident doing, and at my point, I'm not really like a crowd work person. I've had a couple moments, nothing terrible. Usually I'm just, you know, gabbing with people about, you know, like, girl, you looking good tonight, and those little things just really, you know, that's the extent of my crowd work. But yeah, or, you know, threatening to push people off of cliffs, but that's a joke for another day.
Someone better check them clips, man.
So I wasn't there.
So then y'all have had people that maybe get upset at a joke that you say?
it's never happened to me, but one of my friends, some guy came up to him and he's like, hey, you better change that joke, or you better never say that again. And I've seen that happen, man. And he told me about it, that it happened. Like, right, I didn't see it happen. If I would have saw it happen, I would have said something to that guy. You know.
Who was that guy? Oh, well.
Yeah, he was just some guy.
The same guy from Frida's.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Stop following us, bro.
Sometimes comedians just don't have a joke worked out yet. Sometimes they're just still starting it out, you know, and so they haven't figured it out. And so sometimes when they say it, it sounds just terrible, you know, and they just haven't crafted it yet, you know. And that's one of the things that people in the audience have to understand is, when you go to an open mic, especially when you watch free comedy, you're watching like developing.
It's free.
You know, development of a joke. So give it time, and they'll find a better way to present it artfully. You know.
I think I learned that lesson back in LA. I went to the Improv and I saw this comedy, and he's been like on like Comedy Central and stuff. So he does like this. He's a white dude who makes his impersonation of Snoop Dogg. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
No.
But anyway, like. I saw him and I thought he was awesome, and then later on I saw him at a smaller club. I was like, oh shit, like this guy's the shit, you know? And we went and watched him, and he wasn't as good. And then so we went outside, you know, we were smoking a cigarette, I see the comedian, and then, you know, we're talking, he's like, so what'd you think of the set? I was like, oh, well, I thought the one at the Improv was like way better. He was like, well, yeah, like I'm like working on material here so I can play it there, you know? That's how it works.
Comedy's
a lot
weird
of people
like
don't
that.
get that. Yeah,
Gotta get that practice in.
Imagine if like a musician be like, hey, I just wrote the song 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
and then they play it. You know, whenever you hear a song, you've heard somebody play it over and over and over, and they
it's
actually
been produced.
But comedy is like the only art form that you develop and you craft it in front of people. That's
And
the only
some
way you
comedians
can
will
do it.
say, like, before they're set, they're like, hey, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
new jokes,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
not everybody does that, so people don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
People think this is material you've been working on for, like,
Yeah,
years.
sometimes I say it at the end of the joke. Like
Mm-hmm.
if it doesn't go well,
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's always
this
the
is new.
same. Yeah.
This is something new.
That makes it funny too.
I like when people go,
That's a nice
don't tell
icebreaker.
that one again.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not going to.
Oh, yeah.
Straight down
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there.
A lot of people in the audience don't like they don't realize that though. It's the only way we can develop it is in front of people we don't know. Like we need an audience.
That's why I used to tell.
Sometimes
like,
it doesn't go well.
when Marco was first starting out, that's why I used to tell him, like, he was doing a joke, and he'd be like, oh, I messed the joke up, or he'll say, I messed up in the middle of the joke. And I was like, the audience doesn't know that you messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know anything unless you tell them.
Yeah,
So,
right.
you know, you can just keep rolling with it sometimes.
One of the comedians that I really liked was Norm Macdonald, and how he would just kind of like sometimes just fail so miserably, but it'd be so funny, and like he wouldn't say I messed up, right? He would just be like, he'd just laugh it off and stuff, and I'd be like, there's some like genius to that.
Yeah, there
the
is.
fact that you just don't give up and you just fucking bury yourself with that joke that you're trying to,
It's
you're
like
trying to do.
It's like the level of I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
what I feel like. That's what everybody's striving to achieve. Like I just want to, like, cause I feel like a lot of us we really care how people feel. Like we want to make sure everybody had a good time. But then when you see like the greats, they don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what people like are attracted to. Like, yo, this guy, he'll say whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like he has no filter.
It's
So,
confidence.
Yeah.
I remember hearing like 3 or 4 years ago that like Dave Chappelle would bomb a show here and there, like horribly.
Oh yeah.
And you'd be
Everybody
like, damn,
does,
Dave
yeah.
Chappelle's bombing over here. Then like
Yeah.
everybody else shouldn't be hard on themselves, you know, whenever they don't do a good job.
I think Seth Rogen has a night where comedians go and bum on purpose to learn how to come,
No way.
come back from
No,
that.
like you know, it was said before, and that's how I took it. You know, unless you've bombed, you're not a real comedian. You know, you gotta bomb. I mean, I feel like you just gotta get that experience to see if you got it or not, or whether you're gonna come back and actually do it.
What do you feel though, like when you bomb? Like what does your night look like? Like what do you?
Man, it's like it's a crazy
A lot of
feeling, bro.
alcohol afterwards.
It's like my palms get sweaty, like my knees weak, arms heavy.
Mom spaghetti.
Oh,
He's a vomit on my
man.
sweater.
Throw up
I
on my-
feel like
throw
I'm
up on my
mashed
sweater.
with, you know, I've bombed so bad where I'm like, man, am I even funny?
It really just feels like you're drowning.
Pretty
Like,
much.
And that's the thing. I know I'm funny. I know I am. I really do. I know I am.
Y'all are just wrong.
But
not laughing.
sometimes bombing can be so like shattering, you
Oh my
know.
gosh.
And then you look and you're like, man, I have 10 more minutes.
Like, these people gotta hang on.
You know.
No, I mean, you bomb. You know what I'm saying? And I recommend that you go out and you have to experience it, because if you don't experience it, you will. Let's say you never bomb, right, and then you do a big show and you're bombing and you don't know how to come back from it. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we've all bombed at some point, but it's like we learn from it and we know how to pivot, and that's why we're at where we're at. You know, we know how to come back from it. We're not laying down for nobody.
How about if you're trying to be a comedian but you're constantly bombing? Does it get to a point where you're just kind of like, well, maybe I should quit?
How do you know that you're not it?
You have to realize that when you're bombing, what you're getting is feedback. It's feedback in real time. So what makes a comedian is they're able to take in that feedback, analyze it, and really make the adjustments that they need to make. But if a person is just arrogant and says like, no, I know this is good, I know this is funny, then that's really going to be at their own hindrance,
Kind of an asshole.
Yeah. It's really that's not going to help you to develop, and that's the thing too. Like that's all it is when you're doing comedy. You're getting feedback in real time. You're either getting a laugh or you're not. You know, so you need to really, and it does take a level of like social awareness and self-awareness. You have to understand it. Like, am I just being an asshole up here, or am I really being funny? Am I preaching, or am I, being funny?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think it was last year when it was your comedy roast. That happened for your birthday. How did y'all prepare for that? Like to roast Frisco, and was there any jokes where you were like, damn, I probably shouldn't say this one?
There was
Put you on the spot.
I took everything that I knew about him and used it against them.
I've been writing roast about Frisco since the first day.
Joe hates me, bro. Joe hates me.
I think Joe was the first person I ever saw kind of like joke on you, which was like, I think he was calling you the Jesus Christ guy. You remember?
I hate that, dude.
Bro.
Can you get this?
Bro,
No, let's not talk about that. I don't want to go into it.
They used to, bro, what was funny? No. What was funny about that though is that he did that joke like freaking a year and a half ago, and then I saw on your Instagram that you like did a video with like a Bible. And I was like, bro, I was like, you're feeding on to Joe's joke here.
I didn't even think of that.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
I was like, bro.
Next thing you're gonna see me dancing. I hate Joe. Like every time you tag me, stop tagging me in that, bro. People are sending me this now. Like, oh god.
Bro,
That's cool.
that guy's still going strong though, man.
Oh,
He's
I
like,
know. I
he's
see
preaching
him.
and shit.
I see him.
Oh, you do.
All the time.
He follows him.
I heard he could do all things through Christ.
Oh my gosh.
But going back to that question though about that roast, what was that process for y'all? And like, did y'all have a conversation before? Did you have a conversation with everybody and be like, hey, y'all can say whatever y'all want?
I mean, they know me.
Or you're
know
like,
what
just
I'm
don't
saying?
bring up the Jesus Christ guy.
No, that's right. Like, I mean, they're my friends, you know. Like, I know, I mean, we roast each other all the time. Like, you saw how I was before we were in here.
That does take somewhat of confidence to allow your friends to do that though, because that's that's hard.
No,
Right, that's how everybody grew up.
Yeah, I mean that's how it's easy. I mean, to me, it was more.
I think they gotta be your friend first of all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're like,
Like-
who is you?
If it would have been somebody I didn't know, I would have been like, who is this guy? No, but like, I wanted them to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what else? Like, we got to do something different, you know? And I mean, to me, it was like another day with each other. It's like, to me, it wasn't a roast. It was just kind of like us shooting the shits. You know, they're my friends. So to me, it was like, okay, wait till your roast, fool.
And that's why I haven't had a roast.
Well, the fact that Frisco was cool with it, like, that's what makes him a comedian. You know what I'm saying? We make jokes at everybody's expense, and we love it whenever I do love it. And it also it can be humbling. You know what I'm saying? Which is good for you. Like you should be able to have your ego just destroyed, and then you're okay with it. You know, so you do have to, like, I don't want to say like be put in your place.
Yeah.
But that's what happened to us growing up. You know?
Well, I think everybody needs to be put in
Yeah,
place.
it's
right?
like, come on, and it's all fun and games, and we all love each other. So we know it's coming from a place of I'm just trying to make you laugh as well as everybody laugh.
Talking about that, but I think maybe all of us were raised in an environment where we get made fun of when we were kids for different things. Do you remember what you were made fun of when you were a little kid? Like what it was that they pointed out in you as an individual?
I mean, for me, like, I
What
used to
are
just
you
get made fun of
thinking?
my ears. So,
What was
like,
it?
I had big ears as a kid, so they would call me like Conejo. You know, they would call me Bugs Bunny, things like that. You know,
Miggs.
but that was coming from
Miggs
like
laughing
the
a little too
adults.
hard.
But it starts from like with you know, like the adults give you nicknames, and like that's like I had. You know how many kids I had? Like
Gordo.
Gordo. Like is a common nickname. You know. This one kid, they called him Mosca because he was just annoying.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a fly.
No, when you fuck up, like
Mosquito.
that's your name.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
forever. I got a friend named Shitty Booty. You know, like
Yeah.
I had there was this kid in my neighborhood. He would call me Burnt Cookie because that was dark.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
that.
It's
No,
kinda-
my
it's
mom
kinda
bullied me, bro.
What she called
I'm
you?
sorry for calling
No,
you that, by the
she-
way.
No, my mom would like. So we lived in the Compton area, so it was like all my cousins were in East LA. Like all the Mexicans were out there, and we stayed. So every day, like all my black friends would be there, and she's all like, "Babe, just go home with them. You're one of them." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Look how dark you are." I was like, "Play in the shade." And I was like, "Thanks, mom. I love you too." For real, that's my mom, bro. My mom was mean, dude.
And I don't know what it. Well, my parents were never like that, so I can't really say.
No, they loved
I have
you.
experience. It was more about like my surrounding, like the kids were mean. You know, like sometimes even like siblings were kind of mean
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Cousins.
Especially.
Cousins were ruthless.
What about you, Ayla? What did you get growing up?
Oh,
How did
man.
people
I
make
mean,
fun of
I
you?
grew up with a lot of my male cousins, and of course, like, I was kind of a tomboy boy growing up, so I was always trying to do things that I probably had no business doing, like playing football and, you know, all those random things. But in school, mostly I was just kind of the nerdy girl. So I was a drama kid, and I was in band, and I was the mascot. So I got a little bit
Mascot for what school?
Rogers High School.
Okay.
well, what's your mascot?
Is that Eagles? You're Eagle?
It was the Mounties.
So
the
the
hillbilly,
dude got like that, like
the corncob pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the blow up
So
Mountie.
yo,
So,
dad, what's the
Yeah.
mascot? That's a
Blow-up
girl,
suit.
bro.
so I was just always kind of different, and of course I'm half Scottish and Guatemalan, so I.
then why'd Joe laugh at that?
I know. It's okay.
I'm tripping, bro.
He's been. I hope you guys have noticed that I cannot look over at him because he will do.
Joe
random
remembers
things.
something from yesterday.
The mic said something funny. Who knows? But always just being like a half and half. Different cultures. You know, I did sometimes have a hard time fitting in with that, but overall, nothing too crazy. You know, I think the only person I ever fought with was my sister, but that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Sisters are wild.
I fought with my sister once too.
Yeah.
Like, one time, like physically.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
one time, like I think I forgot what we were mad at. It was something really small. And then my dad was like, "Okay, y'all are mad at each other. Y'all should like fight each other."
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
There you go,
Like my sister punched me. Like I got her by the hair and I need her. It was bad. Like
See,
it was,
I got in trouble. I stuck a
Your 20s are wild, man.
I was 12, bro.
I honestly wish you would have won that fight.
I lost, bro.
I had money on you, bro.
But look,
I was
at the end of the day, like we were like good afterwards. Like
Yeah.
after we like beat the shit out of each other, we were good afterwards.
Get her.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about you,
that's
Joe?
healthy, man.
What's something that people he stops laughing? I don't know.
It's actually pretty serious.
Not just where I grew up, and like when I was like middle school, high school in Memphis, they would make fun of you. It didn't matter what you had going on. Like it never made sense. Like it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad picked me up from practice. Like, yo, you got a dad on it.
Oh my God.
This guy got a father in his life. I was
Oh my
like,
God.
like what?
This guy.
Bro, like,
You
it
ain't
didn't
hard.
matter. We had a guy we played football with. So one day somebody said he looked like a corn dog. And that was his name.
Corn
dang.
dog.
To this day, if you be like, yo, where corn dog at? Like they know exactly who it is. So like it's stuff that just never made sense. They make fun of you for anything.
Damn.
What about you, Sean?
Or Sean.
Sean's in the
Sean
crew.
could be. Well,
I was gonna answer.
Yeah, you should answer it, Sean.
Don't you dare.
does anybody have a good Sean
I
impression?
like that you just.
Sean?
A Sean impression?
A Sean.
Let's go down.
Oh, it's, you were
They'll be
doing it.
Well, hey guys. Either way, you just tell me what works for you.
I love you, Sean. Closer and closer to you. Hey guys, either way.
Oh my gosh, he does. He
I gotta go
does.
pick up the girls, and then yeah, you guys have fun.
I got a video of him cooking, and he was moving his head a lot, and it looked like he was going really fast, and he just covered the head. And it's like regular speed.
Nah, Sean.
Shout out to Sean.
Shout out to Sean, the
Shout out to
Indian
Sean.
Love Sean.
Indian
We
comedian.
talking about him like he's dead.
Rest in peace, Sean.
Rest in peace, bro.
Oh,
Gone
God,
too
shout out
soon.
Sean.
Hey yo, Sean, but not forgotten.
Yeah, Frisco lied to me and told me he was in a cruise in India right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on a
Who does a
cruise.
cruise in India?
Sean's doing big baller things.
Yeah, like,
He's on a Disney
Yeah,
cruise.
he's on a Disney cruise.
Oh,
He's doing
what?
white people
That's more
stuff.
expensive than the
Yeah.
cruise. India, Disney
Yeah,
cruise.
yeah.
Man, India cruise is a deal.
I'm jealous of that. So like show wise, what are some of the shows that y'all have coming up, or that y'all want to do? Any kind of things that y'all are working on? Whoever wants to go first.
So I think we got, so in 2 weeks, depends where we're at in time, we got a bunch of LA comics coming out. So I'm bringing them out here. They've been at the Laugh Factory, Improv, Ha Ha Store, all the big clubs out there. They're doing them out there. And when I went out there, I made those connections, and I told them about Arkansas. And now we got them set for 3 days out here. We got them Friday at 509, Saturday at the Music Depot, and DeSoto Beach on Sunday. Then we're gonna have we're gonna have lowriders out there on Sunday. So if y'all pull up on Sunday, we're gonna have lowriders out there. So
What kind of comedians are they?
funny ones.
Yeah, I mean, like, are they Hispanic?
Yeah,
Are
they're all
they-
Hispanic.
Oh,
They're all
damn.
Hispanic. Yes, it's gonna be like
He
a
said
Latino.
LA.
That's what he said. Yeah, when he said LA, we thought that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay.
automatically thought Hispanic. Maybe that's maybe that's
Hey
my
man,
bad.
I know Filipinos,
That's-
fucking
that's true,
Armenians,
damn.
black people in
Making
LA
me feel
too,
bad.
dog. Like,
Well, you're the one that brought it up. I said LA. I said a whole union, a whole
Yeah,
boiling
that's-
pot. You're the one
You
that
said
said
lowriders, Nick.
Yeah, I said lowriders. Hey, you're the one tearing it apart. You're like, hey, what do you mean?
okay, my bad. My point on that was like, oh, so you're bringing the culture out here, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, you say that again? Can we get a camera pointed at Miggs right now? She's like, I was like, yeah, you sound like a girl.
Didn't even let me get to my point, bro. Jesus.
I better see you protesting.
Oh my gosh.
Damn, this is the roast of Miggs now. Apparently.
Yeah, let's go.
Ain't happening.
You wouldn't do a roast, Miggs?
Nah.
For your birthday?
Yeah, we'll set it up.
I'll be in Colombia for my birthday.
Oh,
Damn.
okay.
Watch
Flex.
out.
Flex.
When's your birthday?
Maybe I'm not saying.
Damn.
I'll be there. I'll be there. And when are we going, Joe?
October.
We're going. We're going in October.
August.
Jeez, let me know
Where
where
y'all
not to
going?
go.
Where y'all going?
We're going to Colombia. For my bachelor-
Colombia or Colombia?
Colombia.
Colombia, man.
Oh, for what? What are
For
y'all
my
doing?
bachelor party.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's so rude. I didn't get invited.
Damn. You didn't invite Ayla, bro?
I'm down, dude.
I'm not one of the
Damn,
bros.
Ayla, I just don't want you to go because I want you to be taking care of us. Like, we want to go.
No, I gotta have you guys come back
And I
from
was all
Colombia.
like, what are you doing? Nothing.
I don't want.
They're
Ayla
gonna
to go
harvest your
because
organs.
I'm going to be doing terrible, unforgivable things, and I don't want her to see me in that light.
Damn.
Baby sister.
Yeah, he's gonna come back.
Probably change the subject.
He's gonna come back with no context.
Miggs,
Oh,
do you still
bless.
want to do 5 minutes of stand up?
Oh yeah, we did say that one time.
Yeah.
We're kind of putting it as a goal for ourselves to try do 5 minutes.
Fuck. Well, right now it seems difficult, but at that time it seemed easier.
I almost feel like I want to do it, but I don't want to be disrespectful to people like y'all, because y'all put in the work and stuff,
No.
and having someone come in and
you're
just
putting,
not
you're
like
putting
that
your
at
own.
all,
No,
man.
dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, we confident in our things, bro. Like, we locked in. Like, whenever we go anywhere, put us on a lineup anywhere, we're gonna do our thing, bro.
Yeah.
And you're one of the homies, bro. So it's like when you come on, we're not gonna see us disrespectful or nothing, bro. We want you.
What
to
if
see
I
you do
bomb
it.
though? Can y'all
The
be
only
like?
Well, we won't
thing-
talk
I
to you
will let
anymore.
you know.
We'll make
let
the
you
rest
know.
of our sets about how
That's what
bad
I
you
do.
bombed.
Yeah, like
That's
Comedians
all.
would never get upset about someone trying comedy. The only thing comedians would get upset at is if you steal jokes.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you go up there and
Ooh,
you say shit that
blasphemous.
I've seen on the internet,
We talked about this last
then
time.
then I would be
You getting him
offended.
heated again.
But if you're going up there, man, and you're just trying, man, that's like seeing someone who's out of shape go to the gym.
Yeah,
Anybody who's really about it would be excited by that.
Yeah.
You know, that there's, hey, you
Unless
know,
you're hogging the machines.
right. Hey, if you're running
Gotta wipe
light,
it down.
Yo, you almost done?
Yeah, like, hey man, come on.
It's an art form, dude, and we want more artists.
Yeah, man. Like
Yeah.
you said, man. Like we confident, bro. Like if we were like, oh no, nah, bro. Like come on, it's us, bro. We welcome y'all. So if y'all ever want to do it, just
I
let
wish
us
Miggs
know.
would do it too. I know he's done. Haven't you done like the? Haven't you like? Was it like not hosted? Have you hosted before? Did he host for you or something? For
Nah.
like an event or something? Or did he?
I would
Did he
never.
like announce
I
someone
would
or
never
something?
let him.
I
He
would
was
never.
never have him.
Oh, you were a judge, huh?
Yeah,
He was
I gotta-
judging. He
Yeah.
was judging.
Remember he worked for.
Oh yeah.
tequila there.
I have to cut that out.
Yeah, cut that out.
Thank you. What minute is this? A minute.
I remember him. He was like, "Oh my judge, good thing I brought my shades."
Oh my gosh.
No, but I really do want to try, and I will make it as a goal.
Yeah.
I'd rather be. I would. What's an obscure bar that I could go to where like maybe like there's less people?
Waystone.
Where is it?
Yeah, Waystone.
Waystone on Mondays.
Waystone Pizza
Right here.
on Mondays. Shout out Conrad Lensmeyer.
Really, any open mic will be fun.
I also host an
you're
open
not,
mic.
It's not gonna be. It's gonna
Yeah,
be mostly
all that.
comedians everywhere you go. So
Yeah.
it's not like. And then like they're gonna be up there bombing, so you'll
What-
feel. Like,
For real. It really is.
Dude,
That's
I
what
go
it is.
there to bomb.
yeah. Like,
okay,
It's-
okay.
Yeah.
people think that they gotta be like super funny, like super good to go up there, and like yeah, like that's just what it's about, just getting up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to be
What did
super funny.
What did y'all's jokes look like when you started? Like, what were you writing about?
I was just talking.
Yeah.
Like I was just
too.
telling stories. It wasn't
Yeah.
really like. It wasn't like like you tell a story to one of your friends. That's how I was up there just talking, just rambling. There was no like structure to my story, and I just thought it was funny. I was telling a funny story, but it wasn't really like jokes.
Mine were terrible, man. Mine were like dad jokes. Like, you know, and then I realized, I'm like, oh, these are kind of dad jokes. And then I went into more observational type, more story kind of, you know. But yeah, my jokes at first were not good, man.
Yeah.
They're not good.
Yeah, I noticed you also do a lot of like crowd work. You go into the crowd a lot, and I think that was pretty cool.
To me, it's like freestyling, man.
Yeah, and I think like you're talking about the 5 minutes of comedy. Like I think I would have to do something with that because I don't think I'm like funny. Like let me write something down. I think I'm funny. Like what did you do, and then react to that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have a benefit of doing crowd work, Marco, because I don't think anybody wants to fight you afterwards.
Bless. Oh my
Like
god.
if you fucking roast me, dude, I'd be like, I ain't gonna say shit because it's gonna kick my ass, you know?
Gosh.
I'm a pretty softy, bro. I'm a hugger.
So wild.
Hugs, not thugs.
What'd you say? Hugs, not drugs? Is that what you said?
Yeah, well, hugs, not thugs.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
hugs.
thugs.
Not anymore.
He'd
What
like
about
you
y'all?
like that.
What were you all talking about at the beginning? What were some of the things that you
Honestly, I just started doing the bits about my mom from the beginning. And I think that there was good stuff there, but I was just like Marco was saying, like, you know, a big part of comedy is like working through the joke to where it's less of that like fumbling or that unsure like what the next thing is going to be. Like you fine tune it and, you know, refine it. And so that was great. It did help my confidence a lot, but I maybe it was a bit of low hanging fruit to go for that right away, but I think just doing something that I was very confident doing kind of gave me like a great push in the right direction. I didn't want to stop. And also, I think once you start doing comedy, you're going to find how addicting it is, like that feeling of like being on stage. Even when I bomb at open mics and stuff, like I mean, it is what it is. Like you kind of pick yourself back up and you're like, yeah, that didn't feel great, but I remember all those other times where it felt like incredible and like that high you just get from it, like you don't find that anywhere else, and now you just don't stop doing it.
I almost feel like it's a confidence builder just in general for life.
For
Because if
sure.
you've gone through all those like failures constantly or just, you know, here and there, like how does that not build your confidence up?
Yeah.
Just in life in general.
Absolutely.
Once you've already like confronted rejection or confronted failure, it's like
Makes you more resilient.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should see Frisco out in the streets now, dog.
Hey, no,
Oh
for
my
real.
gosh.
Like to me, when I started doing it, I was always doing comedy. I was always doing like in the back of the bus. I was always doing sets. I was always like, I was always on. Like I always knew, I always wanted to do it. I just didn't know where to do it. You know. And then when I finally got a mic in front of me, I went in. Like I flipped everyone's jokes. I was on a mission, you know, and not like for real. Like I remember being in the back of the bus and I would have everybody's attention. I'd be doing sets and I'd be going at it, you know. And then when I finally got the mic, it was just kind of like I was raw. Like I would go in and I feel like I was in a state of mind that I lost a lot of time doing. That I should have been doing this a long time ago, and I was just lazy about it. So when I got the mic, I went in hard. Like I'd go and people would tell jokes and I'd flip their jokes on them, you know. And no, I mean it was just kind of like a revenge. I felt like I was like late to the party. Like I needed to catch up. And
Yeah.
Watching the first time I saw it, like when I saw the mic and I saw the light and I saw a comedian up there, like I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be, just not here, you know. And I don't know, like it felt like I was late, you know. I felt like I should have been doing this a long time ago. And when I first started, I told you know, you were there, you know. I was raw, like I didn't care about nothing. I just went in.
Yeah, remember that interview we were doing? You were doing a set on the in the interview.
I was locked in. Right? You saw me, right?
Yeah.
I was like not passionate, but I feel like I was more mad than anything. Like I was more mad that it took me this long to pick up the mic, or it took me this long to actually do it. You know, because there was always talk, and you know, every time I'd go somewhere, like, oh, you should probably do it. You know, and I was like, nah, I don't think I should. Or not that I couldn't, but I feel like it was not in my cards. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, makes sense.
everybody saw it as a joke, or no one took it the way I saw it. So when I would tell people about it, they made fun of me, and it made me mad because I'm like, man, like that's you can't tell your dreams to everybody. You know? So when I went up there for the first time, I went out there like angry, like mad, like and like I didn't care about nothing. I just felt like I was trying to catch up.
Yeah, that explains a lot about the tick in your shoulder that you had. You were just trying to like kind of like make up for like lost time and
So like from our first one to where we're at now, you know.
Which at the time, you know, like that also was hilarious too, you know. Like
I mean, there's comedians that are, I don't want to say angry, but when I think of like someone that like gives a lot of attitude when performing, I think of like Bill Burr.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. But you know, that's like comedians are just like a mirror to society, man. It's just the voice. Like that voice exists for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, and you can. It's. I think it's really just when you see comedians or even like any kind of performer, man. a product of their environment. It's a product of like the universe. You know, it's a voice. It's a legitimate opinion, perspective, and I think it's inevitable that that you're gonna have different perspectives and different views, and some are gonna be more aggressive, some are gonna be, you know, more passive, and you're gonna get everything, man, because those are the kind of people that exist.
And that's what comedy is.
Yeah.
Different
That's why anybody can
perspectives.
do comedy. You can have comedy from like a corporate guy, a banker, a restaurant worker, you know, or whatever. Like, you know, everybody, you don't know who's going to be a comedian because we don't know what sort of experiences that person's had, you know.
That's what makes Bill Burr funny, is that he's so angry at everything. Like,
Did you ever watch that like legendary set where like he goes off on like, I forgot if it's like Chicago or Boston or you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where he just goes off on the city and just starts like
Yeah.
roasting them. Like,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, you're talking about doing your 5-minute set or whatever. You just got to go up there and talk about something that you're emotional about. You know, whether you hate it, whether you love it.
Yeah,
you
you
know
gotta be
what I'm saying?
passionate.
Like,
You gotta see.
yeah,
You gotta
you
have
put
it.
emotion behind something.
And if
Now
it-
it's funny.
Yeah.
I think I got 5 minutes already. I've been thinking about this for a while, so I've been.
Let's run it.
You really
Writing
have 30
down.
minutes, bro. You just haven't tapped into it yet. You know,
That's
Just don't-
true.
It's
Damn,
crafted.
shit, man.
You're opening up your soul, my boy.
All right,
this
Daniel
weekend.
Simon.
Clip it.
Nah, but like that like speaking.
We're gonna put some inspirational music
No,
behind
like,
that quote. There.
speaking with these guys, like that's what I'm talking about, bro. Like that's why I feel like that's why our shows are so successful, because like I don't have to look back at them. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see them on the lineup, I already know that. Oh, we got it. Or you know what I'm saying? Like when we do our shows, like they're the most fun shows we have, because it's like we're all here. You know, and it's like I know the show's gonna be good no matter what the turnout. Like it doesn't matter.
What can people expect when they come to a Jokes on Us entertainment show?
Variety, man. We have something for everybody. It's on lock. Like it's a whole production, you know, like from the moment the host gets up there to the last person, like it's a good time. And like I said, there's something for everybody there. Like I love when people come up to me and tell me their favorite comedian of the night. You know, like, oh, I love Marco, I love Ayla, I love Joe. Like I love hearing that, because like it makes me feel good that I put on a good show, that I put on the production, that I invested well in these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I every time I talk to anybody about them, I'm like, yo, you like me, bro, you're gonna love them, bro. Like they because I rely on them so much that whenever they pull, like when they pull their weight, because I've been on shows where the opener sucked, or you know what I'm saying, like I had to pick up the show, and it's always a bummer. But when I know they're there, I don't gotta work. Now it's like, all right, now where I need to take these pictures from now, like, because I know the show's gonna be good. And I love seeing people on their seats, because usually when someone starts bombing and they start doing good, they leave, or you know they lose interest. And the whole time with them is like they're always staying to the last person, you know, and no one ever leaves. And like I love seeing that, and I'm proud of them. And it's just kind of one of those things as, man, Friday I had a show with Joe. I saw Joe pull up, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be good. Like we locked in, and walked out, and that's all I heard. It's like, yeah, you and Joe, man, y'all two went at it. Like that's what's up, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like I love these people, and they're hustlers too. They're out there doing their thing, you know. I mean, they know what I expect from them, and they always deliver, you know. Especially when it's time to, sometimes when they gotta step up to the plate, they do it and they swing. And so that's why I love this crew, you know. We're expanding too, so we're adding some more heads to the team.
Oh, shit. Where are the auditions at?
Huh?
Not for me. I'm just saying for someone else.
I mean, the way I see it is word of mouth, and just like the passion. Like
You be
know,
scouting
like,
out there? You be scouting?
Oh yeah, always, bro. I'm always looking, bro. And it's like you got to be passionate. You got to know what you're doing, and you gotta be clever, man. You gotta go out there, and you gotta, you know, on open mics. You know, if you keep coming up with new stuff and see you out there trying it and doing it, is you could tell right away where these shows are coming from. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things that like we're gonna expand. We're bringing new people on. We're gonna have more projects coming up where, you know, everyone's gonna eat. So.
And just to end this interview, one of the questions that we ask all of our guests is, what do you do currently to take care of your mental health? We'll start with whoever wants to go first. Joe?
Let's go down the line.
Don't look at me.
Mental health, you know, I do my morning meditation. Meditation.
It's motivated meditation.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, I do my meditation. Have a little quiet time. Work out. Comedy really helps. Just gives me like an avenue to kind of vent. And man, I just try to stay positive, man. Try to stay positive. So.
How about you, Marco?
Mostly, first of all, man, I do comedy. Comedy is, if I didn't have comedy, man, I wouldn't have mental health, probably wouldn't be here. That and, man, I like to go on walks every now and then, dude. That really helps me with my, just like my mental health. And, yeah, man, just live life, remind myself that this isn't real. Nah, but, this is life. Life is a story, man. And every single day, bro, you're writing a little bit more, and that's how I like to look at it.
One thing I forgot. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, stay prayed up. I be praying, man.
Facts.
Gotta stay in tune with God, man. To keep that mental health in check. So I just wanted to say that. Stay prayed up.
So I have a big amount of responsibilities in my life. Kids, I have a full-time job. So I don't really have too much downtime, but I do find that continuing to pour out like my creative like flow into doing comedy and really refining and working on that. I remember it was a couple years ago, I was a musical theater major in college, so I came to this point in my life where I was just only like a mom and an employee and a wife. And so that's why I started doing comedy. It was either that or musical theater. And I think I made the right choice in my mind, although I don't think anyone thought I'd be doing comedy. And I've had such a great experience. And honestly, like, if it's anything aside from that, I really couldn't even pull from that, because everything that has benefited me or made me feel like a wholesome person has come from comedy. Like, I have my brothers, Sean included, we're all very close, and like having that like group where I know that I don't have to feel alone in things has made everything so awesome. And then they're just always motivating me. So honestly, I just having the right people, I think, around you really makes such a huge difference. Stop pouring into people that are taking from you instead of feeding into you and your creativity. Like, they're always, when I'm not doing shows with them, they're always calling me, hey sis, like, you got this, you're gonna kill it. They come to the open mic that I host on Tuesdays, like, they always are showing up for stuff like that. And now my daughters are doing comedy and they're all supporting all of that. So it's crazy, like, I would have never thought that like doing comedy would have really brought me like a family out of it. And I think that's been a big saving grace.
And musical theater is always there.
Oh, it is. Trust me, in the car, it is always there.
If you make it big enough, they might request you to come be in a musical.
Maybe.
Theater Square.
Hamilton.
What about you, Frisco?
Nah, man, I feel praying, staying close to God, and like I feel like I find my mental break is when I hang out with people, like when I hang out one-on-one, like without my phone, because my phone is just constantly going off, and I just feel like I'm sucked into it, and I read some stuff that's like negative in life, or like what are toxic stuff that you do, and it's like first thing you do is pick up your phone, and that's what I do a lot, and I'm always like, but right now, I don't know, like I just, hanging out with friends, like I really learned hanging out with friends helps me mentally, like just grabbing a beer or just hanging out, because I'm always on the go. Like, I feel like I'm constantly just going, and I miss my friends sometimes. I'm like, man, like this kind of sucks, I mean, I know where I'm headed, and like I said, I feel like keeping me sane is just, staying close to God, spending time with friends, and just, I don't know, like I have a fire in me right now, and I can't let go. Like, I feel like I gotta complete this, and I don't know. I just feel like hanging out with these fools. Like I love them. You know, it's always fun. Like I said, when we have a show together, it's like a different feeling when I'm.
Joe and
hosting.
Marco over there laughing for some reason.
Hey.
What's
Well,
going
he said
on?
he's got a fire. He said he's got a fire in him right now, and I was like, it's not chlamydia.
Oh
This
my
guy. No, but it's like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I do shows for other people, like when I bring people in, it's always like, all right, how's this gonna go? You know. But when I'm with these guys, it's like it's a different type of feeling. You know, it's like it's gonna be a good show.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. So thank you.
Where can
Marco.
people find you on socials?
I'm on Instagram, the Frisco Kid Live, Facebook, same. All my links. If you find one, all my links will be connected. So
Ayla?
the Frisco Kid Live.
Ayla Sinclair Comedy, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or you can find me every Tuesday at my open
Joe,
mic.
why are you laughing, bro?
Oh my god!
That's why. See, I'm saying like that's why, dude.
Pendulum.
That's why I never open up to these guys. I was like, why are you always mad, bro? Why are you always mad? Every time I open up, they're like. Like I hate these guys. Like every time I try to open up, they was like, "Yo, Frisco, you gotta relax." Like I am relaxed. And then when I try to open up, they're like,
I was trying to give you a
"This
compliment
guy."
earlier. You just fucking attacked me. Right?
That's how it is. You can't. It's like, I'm telling you. Joe's the worst, bro. Like every time, like we'll have a situation, I'll call Sean, and Sean always calms me. He's like, "Hey, Frisco, just relax, bro. Like, let it go." And I'll call
guys.
Joe, and Joe's like, "Put on the ski mask, bro. Let's go get him."
Frisco hasn't prayed since we've been here, so he's a little grumpy.
Yeah. For real.
What about you, Marco?
You can catch me on Instagram, Marco Antonio 479. You'll get my link to my MySpace and
Damn.
my Yahoo.
Damn.
Inactive.
Aim.
What about you,
Yeah,
Joe?
my aim.
I'm Joe Means Comedy. I gotta change that. Everybody is their name in comedy. That's why I was laughing at.
That's
Ayla.
why I'm not that.
Ayla Sinclair Comedy. I was like, dang, now I'm gonna sound super original.
479,
Joe Means Comedy. But yeah, Joe Means Comedy, man. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
Sounds good. Well, for everybody listening, make sure you check out Jokes on Us Entertainment. You'll probably see them around the area, so just keep an eye out on their social medias. But that was the end of the episode. This is Irvin,
And Miggs.
and we're signing off.